Welcome back once again to the Alienware Arena Grand Finals. Clarity Gaming c.Sarovati, North American Champion. That's right, you guys heard me correctly. He did make it all the way through to play against Grubby, the winner of the European Circuit. Our second map is Ohana. Let's do this.
You are watching the Alienware Arena.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, children of all ages. I would like to be like that circus guy at the Barnum Bailey's. Yeah. Here comes the Tigers.
You mean one of the shows in Vegas? Or?
No, like the guy that just like stands there and talks in the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, children of all ages.
Is that how they always open? I missed that. I wanted to go one of the cool shows in Vegas, but then I could not afford it.
Dude. I texted you. I said, Kevin, go buy a nice $1,000 watch and buy some show tickets, and you'll have a great time.
Yeah, I still had a great time. I just
you want me to tell you what you said? I have my phone right here, guys. No, I'm gonna read this to you.
No, you do not want to read that.
I don't think Kevin remembers.
No, I think I remember. Anyways, while Ben is gonna look up some message that I apparently sent to him during last week, I have a small little story as well. As I was at CES in Vegas, where random people could come up and play against Idra at one of the in-win booths, we saw that actually, like I was talking, but most of the guys, they had no idea about Starcraft. They were not that familiar. Some people did know who Idra was. Some people knew who I was. Then on a certain moment, we had like 10 or 15 people watching, and I was casting a game on Ohana, and I expected no one to know this. And I was like, okay guys, so we are playing here on Ohana, while Idra was playing against a guy who was probably in Bronze League or worse, if that's even possible. And I said, do you guys know what Ohana means? And like 5 guys were like, yeah, Ohana means family. I was like, oh yeah, you go boys. So even the people who don't play all that much Starcraft, man, they know that Ohana means family. Grubby is of course our green Protoss player spawning in the left top side of Ohana, while c.Sarovati is our purple Protoss spawning on the right bottom side. Grubby going for a pretty early double guess. This is a build that Rain did a lot. Grubby casted a lot of the games of Rain as well in the WCS Asia Continental Finals. That's the way to correctly pronounce that tournament, where Grubby casted together with Artosis and Jarosar. And he looked at the build as well and probably thought like, you know what, Rain, I kind of like this build. Of course, it's something that's been around for a little while. Sometimes it's in fashion, sometimes people prefer to wait with that second simulator. In the end of the day, it doesn't change that much. What it does do for you is, of course, gives you a better gas economy early on. And Grubby's going to open up 1 Zealot Sentry. So now I'm already starting to get a Stargate feeling. And certainly if c.Sarovati played Robo in the previous map, I can sort of understand if Grubby wants to go for Stargate. But it could still be something else as well, so don't hold on to the Stargate prediction too much yet. If Grubby's going to have money for it, well, then we do see the Stargate going down for Grubby.
So, before we get too much into the game, I got to finish up the Vegas story. Kevin sends me a text. Ben, I'm having a great time. I'm up $1,500. All right, bro, this is what you do. You take $1,000, you go buy a nice watch. You take $500, you go buy some show tickets, and you go have a great dinner, and you enjoy yourself. No response. A few hours later, I'm still up, as in awake, but I'm mad and I'm drunk, and Vegas is going to buy me a Breitling. I'm so mad. More pissed than a midget with a yo-yo, but soon business meetings. I rocket 40-ounce slutch, 3 extra Bacardi 161 shots, BRB 3 weeks. The next message says, I lost it all.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the night went. So Grubby ended up losing his first Zealot win. This game, c.Sarovati is going to try to be the aggressor. 1 for all. 1 sentry actually gets into the main base. That was not on purpose at all, I can guarantee you guys. Because these 2 sentries do not have that much DPS. Grubby might end up losing. Oh, that was so smart by Grubby. He used that force field of the sentry, which was most likely going to die. Actually, he did not die. Just in case, he didn't have to fall back and rely on that other sentry, in which he would have been in trouble 15 seconds later on. Once more, a minor move here by Grubby, but super smart, and somehow, some way, he actually kept that sentry alive.
Man, I wonder if that stalker is kept alive a little bit longer, does he get a couple weapons on the high ground, and does that play out differently?
Yeah, I think it would have, man. I definitely think just 2 more units in the main base, it would have already been a different ballgame. Grubby would have to wait for his big warp in. Anyways, Grubby is going to be aggressive now as well. He even has a pylon up in the natural expand from Simpatico, right next to the Nexus. Oh man, this is already going to be a little bit tricky, as c.Sarovati is going to try to get 2 more gateways down, but this is going to be tough, man. Grubby's going to be pretty aggressive. He's going to be able to lift up those sentries. Grubby's going to be able to attack this army of c.Sarovati from 2 ways. And it's starting to look quite grim already for a Protoss player.
Here we go. Phoenixes sweep in.
Oh, he doesn't get the second force field down either in time. The sentry is out of position. Great force fields by Grubby, as always. He's going to be able to trap a couple of units. The Stalkers are in a world of hurt. One Stalker does get lifted up by these Phoenixes as well. And I'm afraid this is game over too, Ben, as Grubby just got a perfect engagement there. Unfortunately, c.Sarovati did not get the force fields down that he really needed. And Grubby just immediately answered that early game aggression with a pretty big push of 1 base. And there's no way, man. Even
I
though
gotta say, Kev,
yes?
I really like the way Grubby is playing this. This is that sort of big brother, I'm gonna beat you up style that you get when one player clearly feels he is better and just wants to lay it on his opponent. Grubby is not he's not messing around, man. This is just straight up, I'm gonna attack you and I'm gonna kill you, and he's playing with such confidence. Great control. And it is now 2-0 in favor of Grubby.
There are so many different ways to play Stargate on Ohana, and this is definitely one of them. And I guess after the early game, Grubby felt that this was something he can get away with. He also had a pretty good scout off, and then he managed to get that pylon in the natural, like in the right little corner where you do not get vision from your Nexus. And Grubby being able to wipe in units from both sides, and then to make it worse, to top it all off, c.Sarovati missed that second force field because the sentry was a little bit too far to the back, so he couldn't drop that second force field in time. By the time he did drop that force field, 5, 6, 7 units streamed up that ramp already. Then Grubby wouldn't be Grubby if he wouldn't be able to land 2 excellent force fields and trap a couple of Stalkers and 1 Zealot and a sentry, and that's all she wrote, man.
Something I really liked about that, Grubby swept in with the Phoenixes to lift those sentries, but he noticed that c.Sarovati missed his force field, so he didn't use that Phoenix energy. He just left them there, and then eventually used them on Stalkers, because hey, why not?
Yeah, and the moment that like someone wants to retreat, Phoenix is probably the best unit in the game, at least in a PvP where every unit counts and every unit is worth its weight in gold. You cannot just run back. If Phoenixes are there, it kind of works how Raiders used to work in Warcraft 3. I'm sure all the Warcraft friends will remember that, with the ability called Ensnare, and that's kind of what Phoenixes do for you. They force you to take a fight which you perhaps don't want to take at that moment. But if you don't take it, you're going to end up losing all those units that get picked up and lifted in the air. So.
I think we are ready to roll. I don't know if we have to play a commercial or not. I'm going to get the no commercial. Okay, so go, go, go. We don't have to take a break. That's pretty cool. Cloud Kingdom will be our 3rd map in this best of 7. Grubby does lead
2-0.
4-0. Or not 4-0.
That would be bad, man. Then this series would have been over.
Oh,
already.
man.
I really hope that c.Sarovati is sort of like just able to calm down a little bit, and that he's going to at least play up to his normal level. Because in the past 2 games, yes, Grubby played fantastic. c.Sarovati also got a little bit unlucky, certainly the game 1 with the Immortal. And now again, like missing that force field. I have to admit, even if he would have landed that force field, I think he would have been in quite some trouble, because it would have been so hard to deal with that. But then maybe he buys himself some time until he's up to 4 gates and something would have been possible. Anyways, guys, we're going to take a small break, then we'll be right back with game number 3 here on Cloud Kingdom.